welcome to Pilates Session 4. So for this session you need any props that you were using for when we were playing with that roll back, roll up exercise. So we started with the hands first. So if you don't have any props, you can obviously just use your hands. Then we looked at having something a little bit bigger that we could roll back into, such as a bolster, a stack of cushions, or even just your couch or your bed, or just something that gives you that little bit of support, something that you can rest on and then roll away from. And then for today's session, I want you to grab yourself a towel, like a bath towel, and just roll it up about halfway. Okay, so I've just folded it in half and then rolled it up about halfway, and we're going to have a little play with that as well today. So when you're ready, move everything out of the way and lie down on your back. So lie yourself down with your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor, and just take a little bit of time here to allow your body to settle, allow your breath to deepen, letting your chest and your shoulders roll open, and just relax here for a moment. Thinking about that lateral breathing again, so we're breathing into the rib cage, trying to get our rib cage to expand side to side and front to back, and breathing in and out through your nose. And as always, we're going to start with the 100. So in this session, I'm going to go through the modifications with you and give you those different options. So for the 100, level 1, if you like, is just to keep your feet down. So keeping your feet and knees hip width apart. We're going to reach the arms long, and you're going to lift your hands just higher than your hip bones, and you're going to start to pump your arms here as you inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Okay, now if you want to add on to that, maybe you can curl your head, neck and shoulders up and hold here and inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can bring your legs into tabletop, and you can do this again with your head up or your head down if you need to. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. And if your neck gets tired, feel free to pop your head down and have a little rest. Maybe your legs are happy here, or maybe you can start to straighten those legs out. Eyes are still on your abdominals, arms are still reaching. And the last little piece here is, as this gets a little bit easier, you can start to lower those legs down a little bit. The further your legs are away, the more challenging it is. And then let's do one more set. Bend your knees in, lower your head down, and just have a moment there. So those are all your modifications for the 100. You can do legs down, head up or down, legs in tabletop, head up or down, and then you can start to lengthen and reach those legs away. And if you're reaching your legs away, you really need to have that head up, otherwise it's a little bit of a challenge to start to lower your legs down with the head down, because it will make your back arch. Okay, so from here we're going to come up to our roll up exercise. So hold behind your knees and rock yourself up to seated. So again, I'm going to give you those modifications here. So level 1 was the one that we did to begin with. So we have our feet and knees about hip width apart, feet are anchored down onto the floor, and then you're going to lift your bottom up and scoot your tailbone under. So you don't want to be sitting up on a really tall neutral pelvis, you want to already be in that slightly tucked position. Holding behind your knees here, let's do this together. Inhale as we roll back, just roll back until your arms are straight. And then as you exhale, eyes are on your belly as you roll yourself back up to seated. Do that again, inhale to roll back. Now if you don't need to use your arms, then don't use your arms, or just use them a little bit, but you're not relying on those arms pulling you up. Okay, so you can carry on with that if that's enough for you. Otherwise, you can grab your bolster or lean against your couch or whatever you've got to give you a little bit of something to hold you in position a little bit longer. I'm going to have legs bent again. We're going to roll ourselves back again. You can hold onto your legs, you can reach your arms out just until you rest on whatever you've got. Cushions, anything like that. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, again, eyes are on your belly, making sure that belly draws in and doesn't pop up as you roll yourself back up. So you're just finding somewhere to support you, somewhere to hold you, so that you can work on this rolling up and rolling down. Okay, again, maybe you want to stay with that. Okay, and then our next option is to do a full roll up. Okay, so we've been practicing the roll back. The next option is to start rolling up. Now the roll up is one of the most difficult Pilates exercises. It takes an awful lot of abdominal strength. It also takes an awful lot of mobility through your spine and that ability to kind of round your spine. So if you're struggling with that, that's what we've got that roll towel for in a moment, and we'll have a little play with that. Let's have a look at the roll up though. So lie yourself all the way down, and this time we're going to have our legs out long. We want really active legs, so press your heels away and pull your toes towards you. And we're going to squeeze those legs together. That helps you to find that abdominal connection. We're going to think about rolling ourselves up to seated, okay? But we're looking to round the spine. We don't just want to hinge up and pull on our hip flexors. It's that rounded position. Now, a really good way to think about this is to try and press each part of your back down into the floor as you peel the bit above it up, okay? So as you start to bring your head up, you're going to press your ribs down, and then you're starting to press each part of your spine down as you roll up. It might make sense as we do it. So let's have a look. Take your arms overhead first. We're going to inhale as we bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Think about pressing that ribs cage down as you curl head, neck and shoulders up. Start to reach your arms forward, and then can you peel your spine up away from the floor and finding that rounded back position. It's really tricky. Try it again. Maybe you can roll yourself all the way down. Now if you can kind of get so far down and then you're losing it, just bring an elbow down or both elbows down to roll you down. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to bring the arms up towards the ceiling as we inhale, curl head, neck and shoulders up, and exhale, pressing each part of your spine down as you round up and over. Okay, now to make it a little bit easier, this is where we're going to use our towel. So if you find that you can't roll up and you're kind of flinging yourself up, no good ever came of flinging oneself up. So let's have a play with this. So you need to have it rolled about halfway, because we don't want this bit to be too high, because this is going to be right under the small of your back. So it will be different for everybody. So have a lie down, kind of get that under the small of your back where your natural little curve is, and then lengthen your legs out long. Let's do this again, arms overhead. Inhale, bring your arms towards the ceiling, chin to chest, curl head, neck and shoulders, and peel yourself up away from the floor and round forwards. So it's giving you that feedback, it's giving you something to kind of press into to bring you up. So if your back is really tight and really stiff and you've got a really arched back, try to roll yourself up. This bit just doesn't want to move, so this just helps a little bit with that. If it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. You've got all of those other options. Let's just do 3 roll backs or roll ups in whichever modification, whichever version works for you. Okay, take your time and see how it feels. Don't hold your breath. You're exhaling as you're rolling up and forwards. Keep pushing out through those legs. Reach those legs away from you as you roll down. Let's do one more time. And then rest. Really tricky those. Okay, you can get rid of your towel, your cushions, whatever you were using, pop those to the side. And we're going to go all the way back down again. So maybe it feels nice to roll yourself down, knees bent, or legs out straight, and roll yourself all the way down into the floor. Even that rolling down is a really good way to build that strength. So some people will only ever do the roll down and they'll never do the rolling up because it doesn't work for them, and that's an option for you too. Okay, we're going to do our single leg circle or a one leg circle next. So let's bring our right knee in towards our chest. Pull that knee in towards you and try and keep your pelvis level. So notice if it's trying to tip right back. Try and keep it nice and level as you pull your knee in. Straightening that leg towards the ceiling, keep hold of it and point and flex your foot here. and you circle at your ankle. And reverse, go the other way. Okay, so one leg circle, bring your knee back into your chest again for a moment. You've got options here as well. So you can do your one leg circle with that free leg bent. That gives you a little bit more stability. Or you can have that leg out long. If it's out long, you're going to push out through your heel. And imagine that you're standing on that foot, so it's a real strong, stable leg. Whichever leg version works for you. We're going to take that other leg and we're going to straighten it up towards the ceiling now. Slightly turn it out from your hip, and we're going to do our leg circles. Inhale as that leg comes across. Exhale as you circle down, around and up. Try and keep your pelvis as still as you can. Let's do 5 in each direction. Inhale across. Exhale, circle down, around and up. That's number 2. And exhale to circle. 3. When you've done 5 in one direction, you're going to reverse, go the other way. Make sure that leg's still turned out. Inhale, leg goes out. Exhale, circle down, around and up. Again. Remember, you can have this leg bent if it needs to be bent, if it's a little bit tight today. And when you've done 5 in each direction, you're just going to pull that knee back into your chest again and just hold for a stretch. We're going to switch the legs over now, so switching legs. And again, let's keep that pelvis level so we're not tilting that pelvis back to bring our knee in towards us. And just hold here. Straighten that leg, hold it, and point and flex your foot. Can you circle at your ankle and go the other way? And then again, just pull that knee into your chest again for a moment, deciding whether your supporting leg is going to be straight or bent. And then we're going to straighten our working leg up towards the ceiling, slightly turn it out. Inhale, leg comes across. Exhale, circle down, around and up. 5 in each direction. Inhale, across. Exhale, circle down, around and up. Across. Down, around and up. 2 more. Inhale, leg goes across. Exhale, circle down, around and up. Last one. And reverse, go the other way. Inhale, out. Exhale, down, around and up. Inhale, leg goes out. Exhale, down, around and up. Last one here. And then bend that knee into your chest again. Give that knee a little hug. Bring the other knee in as well. And just hold on here and rock gently side to side. Rolling like a ball is next. Again, you have got options, always with the options. So if you're still working on trying to get that curve through your spine, then you can start down here, holding behind your knees, picking up your head and just rocking gently here. Can you hear my mat? Okay, now if you're already quite happy with that and you feel like your spine is already rounded, then you can come up to seated. And again, we're going to play with that rolling like a ball. So when you're ready, come on up to seated. So again, you want to make sure that your pelvis is already tilted back. So duck your bottom under and then picking up those legs. Elbows out wide to the side and looking at your belly here. When you're ready, inhale as you roll back to your shoulder blades and exhale as you roll yourself back up to seated. And then as you come up this time, place your feet down and we're going to go back down onto the floor again. So you can use this as a chance to practice your roll down again, holding behind your knees, legs out long, however you like, to transition yourself back down onto the mat. Each of the transitions between exercises in Pilates is almost a workout in itself, so you're constantly working the whole way through when I'm not stopping to show you all of the different modifications that is. So we're going to do our single leg stretch next. So we're going to bring both knees in towards our chest. We're going to hold on to one leg. So remember, you can have one hand on top of the other, or we looked at the hand positions last time. And the hand that comes across your body always goes to the knee, and the outside hand always goes towards your ankle. So whether you're doing the hand positions or one on top of the other, get your hands there now. And then we're going to reach that other leg away from us. And you can vary the height of this. So the lower down the leg is, the more work it is, the higher up it is, the little bit easier it is for your abdominals. So find where you need to be right now. And then we're going to curl head, neck and shoulders up. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to pull this knee in towards you as much as you can. Inhale, we're going to switch the legs and switch the hands. And as you exhale, pull that leg in. Inhale to switch, exhale to stretch. Inhale to switch, exhale to stretch. Keep going. Pull that leg in and in. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees in and lower your head down there. Double leg stretch is next. So double leg stretch you can do with your head down. You can do with just your arms and legs reaching up towards the ceiling and pulling in. So that's kind of a nicer version if you're not happy with your head curled up, or your abdominals are just tired and they just want a little bit of TLC. They don't want to work quite so hard. Otherwise, we're going to curl head, neck and shoulders up out of the mat, and we're going to slide our hands down towards our ankles rather than being on our knees. As you inhale, you're going to squeeze your heels together, reach your legs in one direction, reach your arms in the other. Circle your arms out to the sides. As your hands reach your hips, bend your knees in and squeeze and exhale the air out. Inhale to reach. Circle your arms, bend the knees and squeeze the air out. Inhale, reach and circle and exhale. Again, reach and circle and exhale. 2 more. Last one. And lower your head down, give your knees a little hug and just take a moment there to recover. So we're looking and we're working our way through the abdominal series of exercises here. So there's a series of 5 abdominal exercises in Pilates. Single leg stretch, double leg stretch, scissors, double leg lower and crisscross. And those are the 5 kind of real core abdominal exercises. So we're going to look at scissors next. We're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling and we're going to hold on to one leg wherever you can reach. We're going to reach that other leg away from us and we're going to curl head, neck and shoulders up again. Eyes are on your belly. We're going to pull that leg towards us, 1, 2, and then switch. 1, 2, and switch. Try and get your legs as straight as you can. And you're pulling your leg to your body, not pulling your body to your leg, yeah? Pull, 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 pull. Just keep breathing however works for you. Don't try and coordinate your breath with this movement because you will end up hyperventilating. Pull, pull. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2. Last one. Bend the knees in, lower your head down, and get your breath back here. Scissors or single straight leg stretch. So we're going to do our double leg lower next, and again I'm going to give you 3 different options for that. So we did this last time and we looked at the frog legs and having our hands in that little diamond shape under our pelvis. So place your hands under your pelvis now, and that just helps to keep your pelvis in a slightly tilted back position, which is going to stop you trying to arch your back and putting any strain on your back here. And then we're going to take the legs up towards the ceiling and we're going to bring our heels together and open those knees. So we're kind of in that diamond little frog shape here. Okay, and then as you inhale you're going to lower your legs down just a few inches, and as you exhale you're going to pull back up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. And I'll turn to the side, keep going, inhale to lower, just so you can kind of see the position of my legs. Just if it's not clear, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good job. 1 more like that. And then just pull your knees into your chest for a moment and just give yourself a little break there. So that's our first option, that's our little frog with our diamond hands. So then the second option is to have the diamond hands again, but try it with a straight leg. So pop your hands under your bottom again and straighten your legs up towards the ceiling this time. Squeeze those heels together, Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Now if you feel that the hands under your pelvis just doesn't work for you, and you think you can keep your pelvis still without the hands, then take your hands away. Don't go too far with the legs, because again it will make you start to arch your back a little bit. So we're keeping everything super still and we're just moving the legs. Okay, and then bend your knees in. Give your knees a little hug. Okay, so then our third option is to have the head up as well. So we're going to place our hands behind our head, one hand on top of the other. We're going to curl head, neck and shoulders up. I'm going to take the legs up towards the ceiling. Eyes are on your belly. You can either go back to frog legs, inhale, lower, exhale, lift, or straight legs, inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Either of those are fine, but keep your body as anchored as you can into the floor. Keep those abdominals from puffing up towards the ceiling. As your legs pull up, those abdominals will be pulling in. Can you do two more in whatever version you're doing? Last one. And then bend your knees in and lower your head down. Give your knees a little hug. And recover. You need a moment to recover. So that's our double leg lower. We're going to look at crisscross next. So this is the last one in the abdominal series. And I feel like it's really mean to leave the worst one to last. When your abdominals are tired, and then we spring crisscross on you. So hands behind your head again. One hand on top of the other, elbows are wide. Curl head, neck and shoulders up out of the floor. Now this time I want you to bring your armpit towards your opposite knee. So I'm going to bring my right armpit towards my left knee and I'm going to reach that right leg away. Now my left elbow, I'm going to reach it as far behind as I can and then I'm going to come back in through centre and switch to the other side. Elbow reaches as far behind you as you can. Try to bring that armpit to that knee and then come back in through centre and to the other side. Twist and come back in and twist and come back in and again and twist and in. So it's not flinging, we're not going super fast and flailing elbows everywhere. It's really controlled. We're going to do one more on each side. Last one. And then come in and lower your head. Give your knees a little hug. Crisscross. Crisscross gonna get you. Okay. We're going to come up to seated for our spine stretch forward next. So when you're ready, you're going to hold behind your knees and you're going to rock yourself up to seated. So with the seated exercises, remember if you need something under your bottom to help you find that lift, grab yourself a cushion or a block, whatever you need. And then we're going to take our legs slightly wider than our mat and we're going to press the heels away and pull the toes towards you. We want to make sure that the toes and the kneecaps are pointing straight up to the ceiling and they've not kind of rolled out to the sides. And then can you find that nice tall pelvis sitting on your sit bones? If your legs are tight, you can have a bend in your knee, absolutely. Reach your arms forwards, palms face down. Inhale, grow tall. Chin to chest, and as you exhale, we're rounding the spine forwards. Imagine you're draping yourself over a beach ball. Inhale as you restack that spine, come back up to sit tall, and then exhale to let your shoulders relax. Let's do that again. Inhale, grow tall. Chin to chest. Exhale, rounding forwards. Take a breath and restack that spine, come all the way back up. And exhale, shoulders relax. Inhale, grow tall. Chin to chest. Exhale, rounding forwards. Inhale, restack, come back up to sit tall and shoulders relax. Can you do one more time? And shoulders relax. Just give your legs a little roll out, just to stop any gripping and tightness through your hip flexors now. Because we're going to stay in this position for the saw next. Okay. So again, toes, kneecaps pointing straight up and finding that nice tall pelvis here. And taking your arms out to the side this time, palms face down. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, we're going to twist and we're going to dive forwards, taking your little finger towards that opposite little toe and the back hand reaches behind you, looking towards that back hand. Inhale as you restack your spine, come back up to sit tall and exhale to twist back through center. Let's do the other side. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist and dive forwards, little finger towards little toe. Inhale, restack your spine, come back up to sit tall, and exhale to twist back to centre. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist and dive forwards. Inhale, restack, and exhale, come back through centre. Inhale, twist. Sorry. We're going to add a little bit more flow. Rest your arms down for a moment there. We're going to add a little bit more flow to this now. So we're going to see if we can make it like a 6 count movement. Go with me with this. Take your arms out to the side. Inhale on 1. Twist and dive forwards on 2. Deeper on 3. Deeper on 4. Inhale as you restack your spine. Come back up to sit tall 5. And exhale, twist back in through centre 6. Are you ready? Inhale, grow tall on 1. Exhale, twist and dive forwards on 2. Deeper on 3. Deeper on 4. Inhale, restack your spine on 5. And exhale, twist back to centre on 6. Inhale, tall on 1. Exhale, twist and dive forwards 2. Deeper 3. Deeper 4. Inhale, restack on 5. And exhale, come back through centre 6. And relax your arms down. Really good job. Bring your legs together and we're going to flip over onto our front for our swan. Okay, lie on your front, hands just in front of your shoulders, elbows are tucked in by your sides. Pubic bone anchored, tailbone slightly tucked, so we're not allowing our pelvis to tilt and creating that shortness in our lower back. Okay, and then we want the tops of the feet resting down on the floor. You can have your legs squeezing together or hip width apart. Roll your shoulders down your back. As you inhale, press your hands into the floor and can you lift your chest away from the floor? Exhale as you lower back down. Go at your own pace. Inhale, press your hands in and lift the chest. And exhale to lower down. So it's not about how high you come up. It's about trying to work the shoulders and the upper back and trying to keep the work out of this lower back. So you don't have to come up very high, just to where it feels okay for you. And everybody is different. Let's do a couple more. Last one here. And as you lower yourself down this time, we're going to stay down. We're going to take our legs wide and we're going to just gently rock our hips side to side just to relax and release your lower body. We're going to do our single leg kicks next. So we're going to come onto our elbows and we're going to have 2 just loose little fists here. Elbows are under shoulders. Legs again can be squeezing together or hip width apart, but we want that pubic bone anchored, that tailbone slightly tucked. We're going to bend one knee. I'm going to pull our heel towards the bottom and kick, kick. And I'm going to lengthen that leg out long and lower it back down. Other side, bring the leg in, kick, kick. And lengthen, reach the leg away as you lower it down. Keep switching sides. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Keep going. Making sure that you aren't collapsing in your chest. So if you kind of feel like your shoulder blades have collapsed together, can you press to get those shoulder blades nice and wide? Making sure that you aren't rib thrusting here. So if it feels like it's really tight on your lower back, maybe you're pressing your ribs down towards the floor. So can you pick the ribs up so the ribs are pulled into your body? Do one more on each side. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Lower your upper body down. Turn your head to one side so that you can rest your cheek on the floor. And then take your hands behind your back. One hand rests on top of the other. How high can you bring your hands up your back? Can you get your hands up between your shoulder blades and then let your elbows drop down to the floor? All right, we're going to do both legs together this time. So you're going to bend your knees, you're going to bring your heels towards your bottom. We're going to do 3 kicks. 3, 2, and 1. As you lengthen your legs, you're going to slide your hands down your back and you're going to pick up your head, your neck, and your chest away from the floor. Turn your head to the other side, and as you bend the knees back in, you're going to slide those hands back up your spine again. 3 kicks. Lengthen the legs, reach the arms. Arms slide down your spine as you lift. Head turns and comes back in. So now if that feels okay with your arms, you can add a little bit of lift here as well. So as you slide your hands down towards your bottom, You can lift the hands away from your back to give you just that little bit more. 3 kicks. Reach the arms. Come up. Do 1 more on each side. And as you lower yourself down this time, bring your hands just in front of your shoulders again. Push yourself up and back into that rest position, taking your bottom back towards your heels and just stretch there. Deep breaths, allowing your spine to stretch out. And when you're ready, we're going to come up and out of that. We're going to go over onto our back for our shoulder bridge next. So come on over onto your back. And knees bent, feet flat, and about hip width apart. Let's take a moment there to settle into the floor. Arms down by your sides, palms facing down so that we can use the upper arm, working the tricep here as well. Take a breath, tilt your pelvis towards you, and as you exhale, you're going to peel your hips up away from the floor. Pausing at the top to take a breath in and then exhaling as you slowly roll back down. Just go at your own pace here. Tilting your pelvis towards you, moving on your exhale. Keeping your eyes straight up ahead, so you're not turning your head to the side. Just rolling up and down at your own pace. Now the next time as you roll up, I want you to stay there, holding at the top. Breathing normally now, you're going to bring one leg into tabletop, so try and keep your pelvis as still as you can as you bring one leg into tabletop. You're going to push really firmly in that standing leg. Straighten the leg up towards the ceiling and then flex the foot. So you're going to lead with the heel as you lower the heel down towards the floor and then point your toe as you sweep it back to the ceiling. Flex your foot, lower in with the heel, point your toe and lift back up to the ceiling. Do 1 more time. So we flex to lower and we point to lift. Bend that leg back into tabletop and then place that foot down and lift your hips back up to the ceiling. They will have dropped down. We're going to try the other side now. So when you're ready, bringing that other leg into tabletop, keeping that pelvis level. Straighten that leg to the ceiling and flex the foot. So again, lead with the heel, lower down towards the floor, and then point your toe as you sweep it back to the ceiling. Flex to lower, point to lift. Do 1 more time. Flex to lower, point to lift. Bend that leg into tabletop, place the foot down, lift your hips. Take a breath in and exhale as you slowly roll your spine down. Bring your knees into your chest, give your knees a hug and just rock gently side to side. Are you ready for another seated exercise? We're going to come up to seated. Hold behind your knees and rock yourself up to seated for spine twists. Now if you need to sit on something again, it's a seated exercise, feel free to grab that. Legs are together for spine twist. So we're going to reach the legs out long, push out through your heels, pull the toes towards you. If you need a bent knee here, then that's fine too. Take your arms out to the side, nice tall spine. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale to twist as far as you can one way. Hold there, twist a little bit more, a little bit more. Inhale, come back through center, grow tall. And exhale, twist, twist, twist. Inhale, grow tall through center. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Keep going. Making sure as you twist your upper body that your lower body stays still. Imagine that you're sat in concrete, so your lower body cannot move. Those feet cannot slide past each other. Your pelvis cannot shift. 1 more to each side. And then in through centre and lower your hands down onto your side now. Setting yourself up, I like to line myself up with my mat. So lie along the back edge of my mat, head in your hand, and then kick your legs forward to that front edge. Taking a moment to make sure that your pelvis is level, so you've not got that top hip rolled back. And we're going to reach that top leg as far away as we can, so flexing both feet. Lift it to hip height for kicks. We're going to kick forwards on 1, deeper on 2, and then point your toe and take it back on 3. Do that again. Kick forwards on 1, deeper on 2, point and take it back. Kick forwards on 1, deeper on 2, take it back. And again, forwards on 1, deeper on 2, and take it back. Bring that leg back in level, and we're going to lift the leg on the count of 3. Are you ready? Lift 1, lift 2, lift 3, and we're going to lower quickly on 1. Slow lift. Lift 1, lift 2, lift 3, and lower. Again, lift 1, lift 2, lift 3, and lower. 2 more. Lift, 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 and lower. 1 more time. Lift, 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 and lower. We're going to go the other way this time, so we're going to kick it up really quickly and then lower slowly. Are you ready? So lift on 1 and lower slowly for 3, 2, 1. Lift on 1 and slowly for 3, 2, 1. Lift on 1 and lower 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Lift on 1 and lower 3, 2, 1. Lift on 1 and lower for 3, 2, 1. Little circles now. Brush that bottom foot with your top foot as you circle that leg around. Can you reverse? Go the other way. And lowering that leg down and just pausing for a moment and just feeling that little bit of a stretch as you bring those feet together. We're going to transition over onto the other side to do the same on the other side. So when you're ready, just roll over onto your other side. Again, take a moment to find your alignment here. I like, again, the back edge of the mat, and then kicking the legs forwards to the front. Check that your pelvis is level and you've not rolled that hip back, and then reach both legs away, make them as long as you can. We're going to do those kicks. Are you ready? Kick forwards on 1, deeper on 2, point the toe and take it back. Kick forwards on 1, deeper on 2, point the toe, take it back. Forwards on 1, deeper on 2, take it back. 2 more. Forwards on 1, deeper on 2, take it back. Last one. Forwards on 1, deeper on 2, take it back. We're going to do our lifts. Bring that leg level. We're going to lift slowly. Are you ready? Lift 1, 2, 3, and then lower quickly. Lift 1, 2, 3, and lower. 1, 2, 3, lower. 2 more. Lower. 1 more time. Lift, 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 and lower. Opposite way. Lift quickly. Are you ready? Lift on 1 and lower for 3, 2, 1. Lift on 1 and lower for 3, 2, 1. Lift on 1 and lower for 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. Lift on 1 and lower for 3, 2, 1. Last time. Lift and lower. 3, 2, 1. Circles now. Brush that bottom foot as you circle that top leg around. Can you reverse? Go the other way. Last one. And then again, lowering that leg down and just pausing for a moment just to find that little stretch through your hip here. We're going to roll onto our front for swimming next. And again, I've got some options there for you. So rolling onto your front, reaching your arms out, taking your arms to the edges of your mat. So they're not straight ahead, they're kind of a little bit wider. And then pubic bone anchored, tailbone slightly tucked. You can have legs together or hip width apart. Level 1. We're going to reach the left arm as far away from you as you can. Let it lift away from the floor and then lower down. Right arm reaches, lifts and lowers down. Go to the leg now. Left leg lengthens, reaches, make that leg as long as you can and lower, and then right leg and lower. So you can just circle around, lifting each arm and each leg in turn. And you can have your head hovering off the mat or resting your forehead down. I tend to keep mine up just so that you can hear me, but feel free to rest yours down. So that's level 1. Level 2 is to reach opposite arm and leg. So we'll try that one next. So reach your left arm and your right leg. Make them as long as you can, let them lift away from the floor and then lower. And switch sides, right arm, left leg, reach, make them as long as you can and lower. Now the purpose of this exercise, do it again, is to try and keep your body as still as possible as you move just your arms and your legs. Okay, so that's level 2, and you can play with that one. So level 3 is where we lift both arms, both legs, and we flutter the arms and the legs, and we try really hard to keep our body still. So let's have a look at that one next. When you're ready, you're going to lift both arms and both legs off the floor, lift your head, and then we're going to flutter. We're going to reach the arms, reach the legs, trying to keep your pelvis as still as you can. And make sure that you're breathing here. It is the same breath as the 100. So we inhale for 5, and we exhale for 5. Inhale in for 5, and exhale for 5. Can you do one more set? Inhale, and exhale. And when you're ready, relax everything back down. Push yourself up and back into your rest position. And again, giving your lower back a little stretch here. And then when you're ready, come on up. So this takes us to leg pulls now. So we're going to do leg pull down and then leg pull up. So when you're ready, come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Point your thumbs towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. Puts your shoulders in good alignment. Okay, we need to find a plank. So we're going to take one leg back and tuck the toes under. Making sure those shoulder blades don't collapse. We're going to take that second leg back and tuck the toes under. Now you can just stay here and practice your plank and hold. And then when you're ready, you can just bring one knee in, bring your other knee in, and come on off your hands and just have a little play with that. So feel free to come in and out of that as much as you need to. If you're happy with your plank and your shoulders are nice and stable and they're not kind of collapsing in, then we can add a little bit more onto that. So let's do that. Fingers wide, thumbs towards each other and elbow pits forwards. Stepping back into your plank. One leg, two leg. Once you're happy and stable, you're going to lift one leg and you're going to rock forwards and backwards over those toes 3 times. And then we're going to switch legs. And again, rock forwards and backwards over your toes 3 times. And then lowering that leg down, and then bringing in one knee, bringing in the other knee, and coming off your hands and giving your hands a little break. Leg pull down. Let's look at leg pull up. So we're going to come over onto our bottom. Hands behind, fingers pointing towards your bottom if that's available for your wrists, and if not, turn them out to the sides. Legs are long, squeezing together. We're going to press into our hands, we're going to squeeze our legs together, and we're going to lift our hips towards the ceiling. Are you ready? Let's go. Lift, try and get your hips level. Just looking straight ahead here, nice and strong. And then we're going to lower our bottom down and come on off our hands and just give your hands again. Just a little twist, a little shake out, whatever you need to do. So again, you can play with this. Just coming in and out of it, holding for a moment, and then coming out of it. If you feel that you want to add a little bit more, we can then start to lift one leg at a time. When I practice this, I tend to just practice that kind of front plank position, but let's add the legs today. So when you're ready, find your position here. You're going to lift, try and keep your hips lifted, and then can you lift one leg without dropping your hips? And then lower it down and switch and do the same on the other side. Can you lift and lower? Watch that pelvis, lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower, and then we're going to come down and off your hands, and again, just give your wrists a little shake out. So it's really good, it's weight bearing for your wrists. It does help to strengthen the density of the bone, but it is hard work. So we're going to have a look at our side bend now, because we are working more on shoulders and upper body. Let's come again to the back edge of the mat. We're going to be on our elbow. Have your bottom on the back edge of your mat, knees forwards, and then feet are kind of on that back edge too. So we're looking at a little side plank on our knees, and it's really important that we use the muscles of our abdominals, the muscles of our core to support us, and we don't just dump all of our weight into that shoulder and into that elbow. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to think about lifting from the underside of the waist, and we're going to lift the hips up away from the floor. And then we're going to lower it down. If you're happy with that, we're going to dip 3 times this time. So when you're ready, come on up. Again, you use those abdominals, and then we're going to lower down to tap our hips down on the floor, and then lift. Lower to tap and lift. Do one more time. Tap and lift, and then lower all the way down. Now you can stay with that, or you can straighten your legs out long. So if we're straightening the legs out long, we're going to bring the top foot in front of the bottom foot just to give us a little bit more stability. We're going to stay on that elbow and we're going to lift again. Okay, are you ready? Use those abdominals, press into that arm, press into your feet and lift. And lower down. Okay, so you can just practice that lift and that lower, or you can add 3 little dips again here. See if you can get your free arm to just rest along that top leg. When you're ready, come on up. And again, maybe you're going to dip or you're just going to hold. And then we're going to come down and we're going to do the other side. So transition over to your other side. So we're going to do it with the knees bent first because it might be different one side to the other. So elbow, bottom and feet along the back edge of your mat, knees are forwards. When you're ready, think about lifting that waist as you come up and then lower down. Okay, so you can again practice the up and down, or we can add the dips. Let's come up and then lower down to tap and come up and tap and come up. One more time and then lower down. Stay with that if you want to, or lengthen those legs out long. Again, top leg in front of bottom leg for stability, and we're going to use those abdominals. Again, can you anchor that top arm along that top thigh? Are you ready? Just come on up and then lower down. Okay, practice that or do your 3 dips. When you're ready, let's go. And when you're ready, lower down. And come on off that arm. Just give your shoulders a little circle around. And turn your head gently side to side. That brings us to mermaid. Mermaid is another seated exercise. You've got options. You can have your legs both bent to one side. That's your classical mermaid. You can have one leg in front, one leg behind. A little bit more of a contemporary mermaid. Trying to find that level pelvis, so notice where your pelvis is. And if you need something to help level you out, pop a cushion under the side of your bottom that is down, and that will give more space to level out. Or you can do cross-legged or frog legs, or any version that kind of feels available and feels okay for you. I'm going to have both legs to one side. Okay, we're going to take one arm up towards the ceiling and then drop your shoulders down away from your ears. We're trying to glue this arm as close to our ear as we can. I always tend to have it wandering off because my shoulders are really tight, but try and get it as close to your ear as you can. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, take it over into a side bend here. Inhale, we're going to reach tall again. We're going to let that arm come down to the floor and take the other arm up towards the ceiling. Can you bend that supporting arm and take it over into a side bend here? Again, inhale, come up and exhale over again. Inhale, coming up and exhale over. One more time this side, and then we're going to switch sides. Switch leg positions. Okay, when you're ready. So transition over, take your legs over to the other side. And if you're in like a frog position, maybe just take the legs further away or pull them in a little bit. Just try and vary it up just a little bit. Okay, when you're ready, again we're going to take that arm up towards the ceiling, pull it as close to your ear as you can, but without your shoulders. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, take it over into that side bend. Inhale, let's come up and take it over to the other side. Again. Really nice, one more time. And then relax that arm as you come down. We're going to have a look at seal now. So seal is another of our rolling exercises, and it's the one where we clap the feet together 3 times and we roll back and we roll up and we try and come up to seated again so that we can clap our feet together 3 times. Let's have a look. If you're still working on getting that rounded and that rolling, that smooth rolling, feel free to have a little roll around on your mat. If you're going for the seal, you dive your hands between your knees and then picking up your feet so that you can hold onto your feet here. We clap the feet together, but the movement comes from your hip, so it's not just like floppy feet, you're opening and closing from your hip. Okay, when you're ready, do your 3 claps. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, roll back to your shoulder blades, and exhale to roll up to seated. Ooh! And clap 3 times. Inhale as you roll back. Exhale as you roll up and clap. Hold for a moment now. So the next little part of the seal is to try and pause when you get your legs overhead, and that's the tricky part. So we try and just hold it there for a fraction of a second before we roll back up to seated. And then we try and hold it that little bit longer so that we can add the 3 claps with the feet overhead as well as when we're seated, and that's really tricky. Have a go with that. This exercise it's a way to roll out and to relax your spine, but it's fun, it makes you smile, it makes you laugh, so just enjoy it. It doesn't matter if you're rolling around like a little tortoise that's been flipped over and you can't get back up. Enjoy it, it's fun, and just laugh. Okay, shall we try? See if we can clap overhead. Are you ready? 3 claps here. 3, 2, 1. Roll back. Can you hold it and clap? And up and clap. And back and clap. And up and clap. And relax. So the reason that we say about rolling back to your shoulder blades is just so that you don't roll back so forcefully that you just land on your head, because we don't want to have a lot of weight on our neck and our head in that position. So it's fine for your head to touch the floor, but you don't want to have all of that weight. So you're always trying to keep your weight on your shoulder blades. And it's good fun. So we're going to come onto all fours again, and we're going to have a little look at our shoulder stability there. So when you're ready, come back onto your hands and knees again. Fingers spread wide, thumbs point towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. Rhomboid push-ups here, so bring your shoulder blades together and then press them wide. Shoulder blades together and press wide. Okay, so you've got this, you're familiar with the rhomboid push-up. We're going to come down onto our elbows now, so come down onto your elbows. Can you do it here? So shoulder blades together, shoulder blades wide. A little bit more tricky in this position, and you can probably see when I'm doing it, I'm trying to, my ribs want to do it rather than my shoulder blades. So I'm going to pull my ribs into my body, try and keep the ribs still and move the shoulders, and that is going to really limit the movement that I've got there. Okay, let's see if we can take that back into a plank. So we're going to keep on our elbows, but we're going to take one leg back and tuck the toes under. Take the second leg back and tuck the toes under. Now can you squeeze and press those shoulder blades together 3 times. And then bring one knee back in, bring the other knee back in, and just come on off your hands for a moment there, and just give your hands a little shake out. So to strengthen something, we have to be able to move it, we have to know how it's moving. So I really like those little rhomboid push-ups just to mobilise the shoulders and to try and notice whether we're moving shoulder blades or rib cage. So those are really good movements to play with. We're just going to come into a plank a couple of times now and notice what happens with our shoulder blades. Do they drop in, or can we keep them really still on our back? And I know it's difficult because you can't see them. Fingers spread wide, thumbs towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. Take one leg back and tuck your toes under. Now, find those stable shoulder blades here so they're not squeezing together, they're nice and wide. Can you keep them still as you take that second leg back and find your plank here? Can you hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back in, 1 knee, 2 knee, and off your hands. Let's try that again. When you're ready, find your plank position again. Maybe stepping back with the other leg this time. If you always step back with the same leg, try stepping back with the other leg. Again, can you find that nice stable shoulder position as you step that second leg back in? Again, can you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring one leg in, bring the other leg in, and give your wrists a little twirl. Okay, to finish off this session, we're going to do some roll downs. Now, if you know that a roll down is not good for you, if you have any issues with your spine, with your discs and things like that, then hopefully you've already spoken to me about them. But this is perhaps not the best exercise for you, because we're going to go from standing
to rounding our spine and rolling our spine down so that we're kind of in that forward bend position. And it does put a little bit of pressure on your spine as you roll down. So if this isn't for you, then you can just lie down on your back, pull your knees to your chest and just rock gently side to side. And if you're going to join me for the roll down, then come on up to standing. Okay, so we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart. And we're going to have our weight back through our heels. Now this is a really nice movement to do if you have a wall available, because you can peel yourself down away from the wall. But if you don't have a wall, we're going to imagine that we're standing against a wall. So as we start to round forwards, we're not going to stick our bum right out, because if you were standing against a wall, you wouldn't be able to shift your bottom back, would you? Okay, arms down by your sides, take a breath in, nod your chin towards your chest, and then we're going to start to roll forward. So let your head go first, then your shoulders, then your upper back, then your middle back, then your lower back, and you're rounding all the way down. And once you've gone as far as you can, you're just going to hold it there. Maybe can you shake your head like you're saying no? Can you nod your head like you're saying yes? If your legs are super tight, give a little bend in your knees. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, we're going to start to slowly roll ourselves back up to standing. So can you start to slowly restack your spine as you slowly come all the way up. Let's do that again. Take a breath, chin to chest, and start to slowly roll yourself down, head first. Like you're melting down. And again, when you've gone as far as you can, hold there for a moment. And then when you're ready, slowly, slowly roll yourself back up. And come back up to standing. Shall we do one more time? Take a breath, chin to chest, and peel your spine away from that imaginary wall as you roll down. Again, pause in there. Take a breath, and as you exhale, start to restack. Coming back up. All the way up. Alright, inhale, open your arms out. We're going to reach up towards the sky, grow tall. And then exhale as you lower your hands down. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. And you are done.